Good morning. My name is Haley Strahan, and I am the Director of Outreach and Student Services for the College of Engineering. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. This is a graduate session for our electrical engineering program. Our goal is to answer any of your questions as they relate to being an electrical engineering student. Our guest today is Dr. Gleb Tcheslavski, who's the Interim Chair of the Department of Electrical Engineering. He is here to answer, well, he's going to give you a presentation and then he can answer any questions that are kind of specific to electrical engineering. And then I will be here and Stephanie Broussard, who is our Assistant Director for Graduate Recruitment, will be popping in and out if you have any questions about general admissions to Lamar or anything like that. Your video is turned off and your mics are muted to ensure your privacy. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat function. Your questions will be open, but you can also select to send your questions to me to keep them anonymous. And we'll do our best to answer all of your questions at the end. Either I or Stephanie or Dr. Tcheslavski will answer them. We did invite a lot of students to join us today. Some are applicants, some inquired about the program, and some are current undergraduate students. We want to make sure we fulfill everyone's needs with this presentation. If for whatever reason we don't get to your question, please feel free to email it to me directly or Stephanie or Dr. Tcheslavski, and we would be happy to help you. We're recording this session for posting on our website, and the recording will be closed captioned. So let's get started. Dr. Tcheslavski, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, good morning, everyone. And Haley, thank you very much for hosting this session, and thank you very much for introduction. Once again, my name is Gleb Tcheslavski, and well, I'm serving as a chair of Electrical Engineering Department here at Lamar University. And well, I made a short presentation for you. So let me just briefly tell you a few things about our program. We basically offer 3 graduate level degrees. Master of Engineering, or ME. This is non-thesis option. And all you do, you take courses according to your interest. So we are down to 30 hours, which means 10 graduate level courses. And based on successful completion of this 10 graduate level courses, we confer a degree on you. Another option is Master of Engineering Science, MES. This is a thesis option. It also assumes 30 credit hours, but in this case, I believe 2 courses are thesis courses. So you do research, and you do it under the advisement of your graduate advisor. And third degree is Doctor of Engineering, or D degree. It's also a research-based degree. You conduct research, you do your dissertation work, and you notice I don't specify number of hours here because it depends. You may select, or well, you and your advisor may advise you to select more courses to fulfill, to better prepare you for dissertation work. There are certain requirements, but again, I will not talk about those. In addition to dissertation, here you will have 2 other tests. But again, this is something between you and your advisor. The format of these tests and, well, to some extent at least. In addition to regular degrees, we also offer certificate, Power and Energy Certificate for graduate students. This certificate consists of 15 hours of selected courses. If you are interested, please go to our graduate webpage and click on certificate. All courses are listed here. Now, this is not completely correct for 3 degrees that I talked about just a minute before. We do not normally list all courses that we offer, and the reason is very simple. This course offering changes from time to time depending on well, your interest and depending on what we believe is beneficial. Instead, I'm showing you a list of our faculty members. And what is more important, I'm presenting you with, well, their research areas. And you may notice that one faculty member, Dr. Reddy, just has retired. And another faculty member has just promoted to associate professor. So here's an example. My research area is digital signal processing, digital image processing, biomedical signal processing, and so on. So every single faculty member conducts his own research, which means that this person will be offering courses that are somewhat within this, well, research area. I usually offer DSP. Sometimes I offer image processing course, sometimes advanced DSP, but again, depends on student interest. Dr. Myler, who used to be our department chair, I believe he will be offering course in, well, machine consciousness, pretty much. So for the first time in this fall semester, I'm very much curious to see how it will go. Dr. Sail is our expert in VLSI, radiation effects, etc. Dr. Wang is our expert in cybersecurity and networking. And by the way, he's also graduate advisor. If you have specific questions, I would recommend you to direct these questions either to him or to me. Dr. Reddy, as I mentioned, just retired. Dr. Zargarzadeh is our robotics expert, and well, to be more accurate, control expert. Dr. Barzigarian is our expert in power systems, power electronics, power distribution, power generation, etc. Dr. Togas is our expert in electromagnetics, antennas, and well, related areas. Dr. Barim actually belongs to physics department, but he also, well, kind of part-time our faculty member. He's our liaison from physics. His research area is in optics. And we also have two instructors, Dr. Hirana and Mr. Al-Malahi, who still conduct some research. Dr. Hirana area is memory stars, computer engineering, and he used to be in image analysis also. And Hussein mostly does engineering education research. So what you do, let me scroll back to this slide. Let's say you are interested in doing research. You are either MES or DE student or prospective student. So what you do, you select the area of your research that you are interested in. For instance, if it's VLSI, chip manufacturing, etc., you select Dr. Sail as your advisor. You approach him and express your interest, and chances are he'll be very happy to take you as a research student. So basically, selection of your graduate advisor depends on your background and your research interest. And this brings us to our content delivery mode, which is hybrid, which means that all material is hosted through Blackboard. We have video lectures in every course that we select, that we offer, and you would be watching these video lectures, answering quiz questions. All our tests, all our assignments are hosted online, are submitted online. Yet, since it's hybrid, we still meet every week in classroom. Well, at least to use before the virus. And these hybrid meetings, as we call them, we would spend them for answering questions, for going over course material, whatever you are willing to do. So it's hard to make prediction what it will be in the fall semester. If we go back to our original hybrid mode, then again, we will meet with you every week. If not, then we'll use alternative ways to deliver, well, to host these hybrid discussions. But what is important, these hybrid discussions, these regular meetings make us not online program, but face-to-face. And originally, this is something that we were doing to satisfy immigration requirements, because, well, multiple reasons, especially for international students. But now we are allowed, what I heard, to start fall semester as well in the online format. And if you have problems, oh, are there any questions? Okay, so if you have problems with getting visas in time because, well, everything is delayed, you may start as an online student and then come on campus later on. So there are a couple of links that I would like to point your attention to. Well, first of all, this is where you may find more details about our graduate degrees that we offer. And second link actually is under undergraduate section that discusses what is this distant option, how does it work and what it is. Since, as I mentioned, some of you may start as an online student, you may actually be interested in this option. For more details, please feel free to send us email either to Dr. Wang or me. Here are email addresses. And if you have questions, please feel free to let me know. Let me stop sharing.
Thank you so much. All right, I have a few questions for you, if that's all right.
Sure.
So the first question we have is there an automation and control certificate for master's students?
No. Automation, okay. We have control certificate for undergraduate student in our department. However, there's also college-wide certificate for graduate students, and it's something brand new. There's one certificate for machine learning, which is a combined effort between College of Engineering and Computer Science, Department of Computer Science. Automation control, I might be lying right now. There's a new certificate, but I believe Dr. Kari is the right person to ask.
And you can feel free to email us those questions too, and we can get you to the right person. As a graduate student, can you take any undergrad courses, and can those credit hours be counted toward the master's degree?
I should say yes and no. See, the thing is that as a graduate student, in general, you don't want to take undergraduate courses because they're supposed to be too simple for you, okay? But there's a mechanism. See, all courses that, or majority of courses that we offer for graduate students are also, well, sort of offered for senior students through so-called dual listing or, well, cross listing. You may see that there is a course, well, for instance, my DSP course, there are two sections. One for undergraduate students, for seniors, and the other for graduate students. And if you select to take this course, there will be two groups of students in the same classroom at the same time, one undergraduate, the other graduate. Of course, you would have the same material, but your assignments would be harder. You will have, hey, Eduarda, compared to undergraduate group. And you'll have extra questions and quizzes, well, in some quizzes, and you'll have extra questions in tests. And you will definitely have extra questions during projects. So although you would seemingly you will cover the same material, you will learn the same material, but I expect you to learn more. So that's well, kind of catch-22. So I hope I answered this question.
Okay, so without going into too many details specific to this, but if we have some international students who may not be able to have their visa approved in time to get here for the beginning of the semester, are there any options for them at this point?
Yes, I believe so. I believe you can register for classes already, whatever you like, and if you won't be able to get visa in time and arrive in time, because again, nobody knows how it will be going on in a month from now, 2 months from now. You'll have an option to start your degree online as an online student. Again, you will have the same material, you will have the same treatment as on-site student, but you will take everything from your hometown, home country. Okay.
Will there be a replacement for AI and advanced controls?
Replacement for?
I'm not sure.
So I'm not sure if I'm.
Okay, well, maybe if you want to ask that question, kind of elaborate on that in the chat box, I can go back to it. Okay, so what makes our program different from other programs?
Well, first of all, one thing we used to say about engineering at Lamar in general, small classes. If you go to, well, especially for undergraduate degree, if you go to big schools, chances are you'll be sitting in a classroom with 100 students or more. It's not exactly the same for graduate students, but still student to faculty ratio is kind of big. In our case, our undergraduate course classes are usually, well, 30, maybe 40 students in class. Graduate classes are usually smaller. So we are more accessible in a way as instructors. But what makes us absolutely unique, as far as I know, in state of Texas, we are the only program offering electrical engineering degree via this distant mode, and via, I mean, through this hybrid mode. It adds extra flexibility for our students, and well, since you are graduate students, it's probably not that critical for you, but for undergraduate upper division, we designed this operation mode, keeping in mind internships and co-ops, because this is the only way to sit on 2 chairs at once, to be a full-time student and work, well, pretty much full-time at a company while interning. For international students, especially for international students, it's of course much more difficult, but still, hopefully you may have this option.
Okay, and then to clarify the earlier question, the professor, they were noting that the professor for AI research is retiring. So I think they were wondering if there was going to be someone else.
No. Dr. Reddy is retiring, but his area was not AR. His area was more like electric vehicles, alternative energy sources. For alternative energy sources, we have perfect replacement, Dr. Reza, Dr. Barzigarian. So he is doing this research. Electric vehicles, not really, but again, we'll find someone if you're interested.
If you have any questions, just to reiterate, if you do have any questions, please ask in the chat and I will let Dr. Tcheslavski know. Can you talk a little bit about scholarships or assistantships that are available?
Scholarships, yes. It's really hard to predict at this point because we have projected budget cuts, to be honest. We used to have number of scholarships available for selected doctoral students. So quite frankly, I don't know how it will be this year. The other thing is that you need to understand that if you are selected, that means that college thinks that you are outstanding. And item number one, you'll need to maintain this outstanding status, which means if your GPA starts going down, well, college may look at you in a not very favorable way, right? Item number two, we will expect you to do research. We'll expect you to start publishing right away. And this is not easy. So what I'm trying to say is that everything comes at the price, and sometimes price may be quite high. Just please be prepared. The best person to ask questions regarding scholarships available would be Lisa, right?
Right. Yes, so that would be my office. So I'll put that email up at the end.
That's right.
Can you talk a little bit about what industry or companies that our graduates tend to go into after graduating?
That's another excellent question. See, right here we are pretty much surrounded by petrochemical companies, and 70 to 80% of our undergraduate students, graduates, used to go and work there. Other undergraduate students would go either to research-oriented places such as grad schools. Well, here's Eduardo. Or go to places like Texas Instruments, Boeing, Lockheed, etc. For graduate population, again, it's hard to, it's very difficult for me to predict where you guys will land, okay? One of my previous master students found a job at, well, I don't remember the company name, to be honest. Well, one is at Dell, another is at Intel, one more at Apple, one more works for, and this is the company I was trying to remember, but I don't. It's a relatively small company in El Paso, Texas, that designs and manufactures metal detectors. If you heard about, well, no, sorry, I don't remember the name. Another graduate works for Advanced Tires, and he's doing their web design. So why not? Last time I heard from him, he was happy. And of course, good portion of my previous master students went to graduate schools, bigger schools for PhD, because they wanted more opportunities. And by the way, I said that we have Doctor of Engineering. It's somewhat different from PhD, although we treat our doctoral students as if they are PhD students. Still, in some situations, PhD may be preferred. And this is why my previous students, well, master students, after doing masters, decided to go to, well, UT Austin or UVA, other places, to get a PhD degree rather than doctoral, right?
Okay, we have a student wondering if they're wanting to start their DE program, but how are they going to be able to do it online if it requires lab facilities? And are they going to be able to start research if they can't come?
Okay, well, first of all, we do have labs, don't get me wrong. And you're welcome to the labs. And if you're especially a doctoral student, you'll need to come to the lab and do research in the lab because you'll need access to equipment. There's just no way around. And this is why I said that you will be allowed to start as an online student, but you'll need to come eventually. And see, the reality is you would probably spend first year of your career being a doctoral student. Well, hopefully not year, but one semester just by taking courses. So you have this kind of, how should I say, time to get adjusted to the environment, to concentrate on your courses. But we usually expect you to start doing research from second semester and on. So in a way, first semester is probably almost okay if you spend it as a distant student. But yes, you'll need to come to the lab eventually. And if you are here, then you're welcome to come to the lab. Don't get me wrong, campus is open at this point, and especially for research students.
Can you change your major if you start with the, you know, from ME
Yes.
to MES once you're within the program?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Let's see. Oh, somebody else is joining. Are there any opportunities for RA or TA positions?
Yes, there are opportunities for RA positions, and these opportunities exist for students interested in research of faculty members who have external funding. And external funding is not an easy thing to acquire, and it tends to, well, expire from time to time. So my best suggestion is to contact individual faculty members in whose research you are interested or you think you may be interested, and express your interest and introduce yourself and ask whether RA funding is available. TA, we don't really have TAs. See, I mentioned that college used to have in the past doctoral scholarships, and these students are receiving the scholarships are, well, sort of TAs in a way that, well, for instance, if I have such a student and, well, I need to be elsewhere at the day of my course, I would ask the student to cover for me, come to class, conduct my class, you know, entertain students, etc. So it's sort of TA. Okay.
Is it possible to complete the course while working full-time?
Yes.
And do you have to be an electrical engineering major in order to go into the master's program or the graduate program?
Yes and no. Okay, we accept students with BS in electrical engineering or related fields. And saying related field, okay, I see the question, I'll answer it. Related fields, maybe computer science, maybe computer engineering. Well, see, many programs, we are kind of, let's say unique in the way that we are one of few programs who are still pure electrical engineering program, at least according to the name. It's not entirely correct, because majority of schools around are EC, electrical computer engineering. So if your degree is in EC, then well, we'll gladly accept you. If your degree is computer engineering, we'll most likely computer science, most likely will accept you. If your degree is electronic engineering, because such degrees exist, will most likely gladly accept you too. If your degree is, well, physics, maybe. If your degree is communications or history, then probably not. But engineering degrees are more towards us. I believe it was a question, what's main focus of master program? See, main focus of master program, no, there is no focus on instrumentation. The main focus depends on your interest, okay? And the reason why I was talking about ME, MES, or DE is that basically there are two ways to pursue your graduate degree, either non-thesis or thesis. If you are a non-thesis student, you take courses of your interest. Okay, if you're interested in networking, then you take 2-3 networking courses. If you're interested in something else, you take courses according to your interest. If you are thesis student or dissertation or doctoral student, you take courses that will be beneficial towards your research, because the main thing is your research. Your focus is your research, okay? So courses that you take should be somewhat aligned with your research, right? Haley, you're still muted.
I'm still muted, sorry. Okay, and so just to reiterate, because we're kind of getting I'm getting a lot of private questions about this, but if you are out of the country right now and you're having trouble, you're not sure you're going to be here in time for the beginning of the semester, what we're saying is that we are going to allow them to do their online coursework while they're there and do as much as possible to let them get here and start, correct?
Correct, this is what I heard. It's not our department decision, it's not our college decision, it's a university decision. And to get more information, please send us an email. We'll forward you to the right person to ask these questions.
Great. Yes. All right. Well, I think that answers most of the questions that we have. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen with our contact information, which is right here. So if you want to give me a call, I am here to answer any questions for you. You can also email engineering@lamar.edu and we will get your questions over to the best person to answer. If you would like to speak to your personal admissions counselor, which would be Stephanie, you can go to lamar.edu/admissions/find-your-admission counselor. You can also visit lamar.edu/visit to view this session again, or any of the other sessions that we have previously recorded for any of our other departments. And with that, I'm going to thank you for being here. Please reach out to us if you have any questions. You can leave your email in the chat, and we will get back to you on any questions that we may have missed. And we are here to help you. So thank you so much for being here with us.
And thank you, Haley.
Thank you, Dr. Tcheslavski.